Hi, these are the video solutions for F1 understanding functions, our final linear equations checkup. So the first problem was just write an equation for a line that has a slope of negative 2.4 and a y-intercept of 8. You're just going to use your m of negative 2.4 and your b of 8 and write y equals negative 2.4x plus 8. Oops. And number 2, write an equation for the line that has a y-intercept of negative 4.7 and a slope of 3/4. Again, make sure that you know y-intercept is your b, slope is your m, and you're going to just write y equals 3/4 x minus 4.7. For number 3, what's an equation of the line that passes through the points 4, 4, and 8, 5? First thing you want to do is find your slope. So your m is your change in y over your change in x. So 5 minus 4 is 1, and 8 minus 4 is 4, giving you a slope of 1/4. And if I want to find my b, I'm going to plug in the 1/4 for my m. My x, I'm going to use this point, is 8. My y is 5. I need to solve for b. So 1/4 of 8 is 2. 5 equals 2 plus what? That would be 3. So your y-intercept is 3, giving you equation y equals 1/4 x plus 3. Number 4, what's the equation of a line that passes through the points 2, -8 and -6, 0? Again, we're going to find our slope by finding the change in y over the change in x. So we have a -8 minus 0, those are my y coordinates, over 2 minus a -6, so -8 over +8 gives me a slope of -1. Use that slope and one of your points in y equals mx plus b to find your b. So we're going to use 2 -8. So -8 is my y. -1 is my m, or my slope. 2 is my x. And I'm solving for b. So -8 is equal to -2 plus what? You can add 2 to both sides, or you can think in your head -2 plus -6 would get me -8. Either way, b is -6. So y equals negative. You could have the 1 in there if you want, but you don't need it. Y equals -x minus 6. Number 5, they want you to graph the following. So it has a y-intercept at -1 and a slope of 2, which means I'm going to put a point at -1 on my graph right here, down 1 from the 0, 0. And then my slope is 2, which means I go up 2 and right 1. That's a slope of 2. And it's positive slope, so it's going uphill. Number 6, we want to graph a y-intercept of -4 with a slope of -1/3. Again, if that slope is negative, your line has to be going downhill. So I'm going to plot a point at -4. So I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, plot that point. If my slope is -1/3, I can go down 1 and right 3 for another point, or I could go up 1 and left 3 for another point. Either way, you're going to get a -1/3. And drawing your line again, it should be going downhill. For number 7, graph y equals 3/4 x plus 4. So again, I'm going to find that y-intercept by counting up 1, 2, 3, 4 and putting my first point. And then I need a second point at up 3, right 4. Or I could go down 3, left 4. Negative over negative is also a positive. In the end, you have a positive slope, so that line should be going uphill. Number 8, we have negative 3/4 x plus 5. So again, I'm going to go up 5 for that first point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I can pick 2 ways to make that second point. I can go up 3, left 4, which is 3 over negative 4, or down 3, right 4, which is negative 3 over positive 4. Make sure that line is going downhill because that slope is negative. Number 9 wants you to write the equation of the line. So they give you this line with points at negative 6, 3 and at 6, 1. So again, you're going to find your slope. So from here to here, I need to go up 2, and I need to go left 12. So my slope is negative 12. No. Up 2, left 12. These should be reversed, which would be negative 1/6 instead. You should flip. Again. I'm going to make it this should be negative 2 over 12. I did my slope upside down, which is a very common error. So I guess it's always good to see the teacher get one wrong. So I'm going to go down here, also looking at my y-intercept, which is up 2. So I just, my b is 2. And I'm going to change this as well. Your slope is negative 1/6. Negative 1/6 plus 2. Sorry about that. Doing these in a hurry. Number 10, write the equation of the line in fully simplified form. So we have a change of up 8, left 16, which would give me a slope of 8 over negative 16, which is negative 1/2. My y-intercept is right down here where it crosses the y-axis at negative 1. So my b is negative 1. Therefore, my equation is y equals negative 1/2 x. My goodness. Did this way too fast. I got my x. Minus 1. For 11, it says, Julia needs to lease out a music studio to record her new album. The studio charges an initial studio use fee of $100, so an initial fee of $100, plus an hourly fee, which means that's going to happen every hour, of $50. So make a table of values, and then write an equation for how much Julia would have to pay to use the studio for T hours, some random number of hours. So my table, I'm going to start with $100 before I even used it for any hours. And then after the first hour, it would be 100 plus that 50. And then another 50 for the second hour and another 50 for the third hour. So to write my equation, I would have my initial fee, P equals 100 plus that $50 for every hour, 50T. And finally, Jackson was given a box of assorted chocolates. And each night he ate some of them. Forget this got changed. We edited that to a 3. After 3 days, he had eaten half. And so make the table and then write an equation. So our table, really the only thing that we know is he started with 24 before he ate any of them. And then on day 3, he had half left. So that would be half of 24, which is 12. So I can use that information to get my m, or my slope. So my m is negative 12 over positive 3, which simplifies to negative 4. So I have an m of negative 4. And then, of course, my y-intercept is 24. That's where I started. And so my equation would be C equals 24, the number that they started with, minus 4 candies each day, so minus 4t. And then you could plug in your other two numbers, you would get to 20 and 16 for the other two numbers if we subtracted 4 each time. And that's it. So let me know if you have any other questions, and hopefully you'll get your retake all completed.